There's been more bloodshed in the 20th century than any other century.
Mm-hmm.
And in the 21st century, the abortion rate today, we're facing 2,500 children in America alone killed every single day. So the leading cause of death, period, is abortion. Kills more people than car accidents, cancer, certainly than COVID, even during the pandemic. And so, we're Christians in this land,
Yeah.
and we're trying to share the truth and share love.
Yeah.
But there are literally our own brothers and sisters who are being led away to be killed in facilities set up sometimes in the same street as our churches, where they're being torn apart into pieces, dismembered children. Through all 9 months of pregnancy, it's legal here in California and in states across the country. I've studied social reform movements and human rights abuses, but we're so desensitized to the extreme bloodshed of our most vulnerable members of society.
Yeah.
What do we do? What is our response?
I think one of the biggest crises in the church is this fear of speaking directly to matters. Okay, so I started ministry in the 90s. And, in the 90s, the morality in the US, obviously it's never been biblical, but it was a lot closer. So you could preach openly about things and be accepted by a large number of people. That's no longer true. Certain topics like this, you bring it up and you'll immediately be canceled by a large swath of people. No matter how sensitive you are, they're just against it. And so for that reason, you have leaders that are like, well, I just won't address that issue because it's too divisive. And I want people to know God. And if I talk about that, then they'll reject me. And
it kind of baffles my mind.
Yeah.
Because you look at the writings of St. Paul.
Yeah.
And he's like calling out if this church is not paying attention on gluttony or sexuality issues.
Yeah.
He just calls them out. He says, you have forgotten the teaching, da-da-da. And he lays in on them, right? And I just look at today, the abortion rate is the same among those who identify as Christian. Now, they're not necessarily going to church every Sunday or Mass every Sunday if they're Catholic, but who identify as Christian or Catholic as it is among people who don't, according to surveys of people who've had abortions. And, I was raised in a beautiful evangelical church. I basically never heard abortion talked about. And I went to my youth pastor when I had a realization of what abortion was, and I said, we've got to talk about this. The abortion is it took a year to persuade him. And finally, we got through. We were able to talk about it in the youth group. But it just, why? Why when there's lives at risk in our pews sometimes?
Well, I think right now, I'm not saying it's right, but pastors are just fighting to keep anyone around. People are dividing over everything. And so I really feel for ministers today because it's like, well, who did you vote for? Oh, you voted for that guy? Okay, we're leaving. Are you wearing a mask? I'm leaving. Did you get vaccinated? I'm leaving. Or you did go to that BLM rally? Okay, no, I'm leaving. Everything is just, people are leaving for all sorts of reasons. So I think a lot of them are shell-shocked in the thought of, well, why don't I just talk about abortion this week?
Well, it's like, pick your battles. Exactly. I'm not saying as a pastor, you got to come out there on every political issue.
No,
and there
absolutely.
are two sides on a lot of political issues that you can reasonably make, as a Christian.
Yeah.
But on an issue about whether or not it should be okay, whether societally or legally, to kill a child in the womb.
Yeah.
Don't you think that's kind of baseline?
It is. I personally don't know of leaders who actually believe that it's okay.
Meaning you think...
Christian leaders.
You think most Christian leaders think abortion's wrong, but that isn't...
But they won't talk about it.
Do you think they really see abortion for what it is? Like let's just put it this way.
Okay.
If instead of it being a preborn child that's taken into, Planned Parenthoods and abortion clinics, it was an 18-month-old.
Yeah.
If 18-month-olds were being taken in to centers across San Francisco, San Jose, Los Angeles, wherever, and killed 2,500 a day legally.
Right now, people would be like, I'm against that. But who knows
so.
where? Well, yeah. But my point is, who knows where the world's going to where pretty soon we could be desensitized to that. Because it's silly right now, right?
Right. But that's where if you don't speak against the child being killed in the womb, and it should be enough to speak against them.
Yeah.
You're right. We're going to get desensitized.
So 18 months is okay, but what about 9 months? Or about 3 months? And then it's like, okay, right up until conception, or to, the delivery. Like, it doesn't make sense wherever you draw that line. It's life. But the longer we think we can play this game of sticking one step ahead of the world, as long as, well, at least I believe that, the last 3 months, that's real life. I'm ahead of a lot of people. And I think sometimes as Christians, we almost feel like if I'm a little more moral
than everybody else, I'm good.
Exactly.
Which is really dangerous.
Yeah, rather than, I heard this illustration of like, here's the church, here's the Bible, here's the world. And as the world moves away from the Bible, the Christian is kind of in the middle following the world, feeling, well, I'm still closer to the Bible than the world is. But the world's going further and further, and we're running from this book. We're following, but justifying it, saying, well, I'm not like them. Yeah, but you're way over here already. We gravitate away from this book.